Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be building some bar work for Kimmy's new rig.
Let's get this circus on down the road. We're taking bets about a tank and gas will go.
Probably only going to get sliders done this week. We'll show you all the bits that we've got pre-cut and yeah, show you the method. Here they are. Got all these bits pre-cut from Michael's Metal Mart. Helped us out. So, I like unique bar work. Doing 50 NB for the main section of the slider, and then that will have a flat edge on it. So it'll end up similar to mine, gives you a bit more to step on. So when I had done mine, I actually got two separate bits of flat bar and had to do a weld here, weld along the edge, and a weld on the top. So I've got them to fold up that bit of angle past a bit further, and hopefully I can avoid a third line of weld. Righto, so I have just now mounted up all of the squish clamps for the chassis. I was thinking about doing fish plates, but it's just not worth the hassle for the fact that you need to get it all engineered and you can get defected for it. So, clamps it is. So, got one here, one there, one on this front section, and then the frontmost one in between where the body mount is. So 4 mounts along it, should be nice and solid. More or less that is where the slider will sit. Basically just got the tube sitting up on the side. Make sure it's nice and level with the sill and everything. And I've got these ones that I'm going to go off of the mount. I'm going to put a little kink in it, so it'll go down and back up, so it has some clearance underneath the sill. So, like that, down and then back up onto the tube. Once that's on, I'll get it all tacked up, and then I've got the top edge, so that will go onto the tube. Right, make the angles first.
You ain't seen before. There ain't no back door. There ain't no sign. Location changes almost every other night. Last time we found it, can't remember much. I thought I was a god until my lawyer woke me up and said I testified that I was right out of my mind. Let the record show I get it off the rock and roll, screaming every night, playing 20 by the line.
You said safety first.
Okay.
Look at your toes.
Yeah, don't worry about them. Got my Chinese safety boots on. This one's basically just checking the angle to make sure it's going to go underneath the sill. Looks pretty good. Next cut will be bend up to clear the sill. See how that looks. So, just like that. Probably go a little bit more. I'll run the grinder down that crack there, spread that open a bit more, and I'll be able to bend it a bit further. Now holds for now. will do the job. Just like that, except it'll be up another inch. Actually, can you get my marker, please? Tube to work out where I need to grind out. Like so. I'll do a straight line across that. On that side. Like that on both sides. Oh, cut and grind that out and we'll see if it fits. So, obviously those are two straight cuts, and we've got a round pipe we're going to go to. Got to grind it out and make it fit up flush. And now it fits up nicely to pipe there. We'll have a look underneath the car, see how it suits it. So, that there now sits reasonably nice there. I have a feeling it's not quite enough space below your sill.
How much space?
Not once you get load on it, unless you're happy with the slider being a bit lower. But
It's a lot lower than yours are.
is it?
Yeah, they're not very straight. They're straighter than yours, but they're not straight. Look at that.
Yeah, that one's a bit munchy. That was from your rock.
That was from my rock, yes.
That was the rock, Kimmy.
This is why we're building sliders.
I know. Oh. I'll make another 4 or another 3, exactly like this one.
A few moments later.
I now have 4 pieces notched and looking very similar. Oh, I could probably might close that one up a bit more.
If you wore boots, that wouldn't happen.
Nah. If you wear boots, then the little beads of spatter end up landing in your boot and then burning through your sock, and then you can't get your boot off to get the spatter out. So now, I have 3 bits, 4 bits, let it all look roughly the same. So, just going to disconnect Kim's battery because basically, if you're welding anything that could be making contact with the chassis, there is a possibility of it cooking your electronics. So, disconnect that and we'll be good to go. I haven't counted for yet. That one from the center of the body. Too short. So this one's an odd one, because it's actual chassis on an angle. So it's where the chassis goes parallel and then tapers in and then goes parallel again. So gotta get funky with it. That should come off square at a similar angle. Probably go take a bit more off that. Now for the front one. So same again, notch it and then curve that one out and should be mint then. Alright, show. This one will be a lot easier to do.
Yay, what'd you do?
So I didn't account for the bit getting shorter when I made the angle, so it's now 20mm too short. This one will be a lot easier to do. It's zinc, but it's the same profile.
What's the difference with it being zinc?
Just it makes poisonous gas when you weld it.
Oh.
So you gotta grind it all back
Oh, okay.
and then weld it. Wow. Done that the first time. There is your first slider tacked, ready to weld. Righto, it's the next day, and last night I've hooked in, smashed out the other side. It's all tacked up, ready to go. So time to take them off and weld them out. So I made them a little bit too tight to the chassis when I've adjusted them. So take a little bit of forcing. Means they shouldn't move once they're on. Once it's fully welded, it'll be a bit better too. There we go. One side off. Probably a bit overkill having 4 mounting points, but never want it to move so that the body stays nice and straight. No blade.
What are you doing?
I'm putting an angle on the ends of the two. So make them nice and shapely. Alright, so just cut off on an angle and capped the ends of the two. So the idea of that is that when I do sliders off it, I'll cut that on an angle and it'll have more contact area where it joins up to the slider. Should be a bit stronger because mine are cracking. But it's because I got the tray mounted to it as well. So the tray's super rigid and the sliders obviously move a bit and it is cracking. As much as I like being cool, I don't thoroughly enjoy having welding spatter land in my thongs. Also, if you want custom bar work done, ask me to do it in the winter. My welding jacket. Fantastic. If it works, it's not stupid.
Let's get this circus on down the road. We're taking fast about a tank and gas will go. Call up your best friend, there comes your mom.
I just adjusted the temperature a bit because this is only 2.5 mil instead of 4 to 6 months.
Every other night. Last time we found it, can't remember much. I thought I was a god until my lawyer woke me up and said I testified that I was right out of my mind. Let the record show I did it off the rock and roll, screaming every night, playing 20 by the life. So somebody please keep me the hell out of San Winter.
Time for a water break because the welder timed out on me. Alright, we are back. Welder's had a chance to cool down. Hope to get this side done in one solid go. Yeah. Hope you enjoy welding montages.
Somebody told me we should burn it to the ground. Too many favors, too much to drink. Come 6 a.m. they had me back inside the clink. I'm gonna testify that I was right out of my mind. Let the record show I did it off the rock and roll, screaming.
I gotta make sure it cools down a lot more than when I done mine, because I actually warped the whole entire tube and had to bend it back with a bearing press. So I'll let that sit, cool right down before I weld any more. I'll probably weld the top side, flip it back over, weld this side, flip it back over. So it'll take a while. So I've just welded out all of the sliders. The capping, very mid welds on there. It doesn't matter. That's just full of. So I'll get them nice and smooth, or smoothed off enough. And yeah, round this edge, make it a little less sharp so Kimmy doesn't smack a knee on it. But yeah, come along nicely. So Kimmy is doing the bogging because I despise bog.
Used to suck.
After doing my ute,
I
never
helped
wanted.
do you.
Yeah, but after doing
I
that,
didn't even know you. Okay, quick history lesson. So, this was me in the end of April. I met Cody in the end of February 2022. So, 1 month after meeting this man, this is me holding a grinder before I took the first cut to his car. And this is me in May the same year helping him do all the body filler on the chop. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is.
I never wanted to do bog again. But here we are.
Alright, so a little bit of context into the whole body filler on the sliders thing before we get flamed for it. I didn't like how the welds looked. Plain and simple, I didn't like how the welds looked. I'm like, hey, can we fill it? Like, can we make it smooth and nice and seamless? And Cody thought I was being absolutely ridiculous, but, you know, he's gonna have to get used to that, I guess. Yeah, so I wanted them to look nice and smooth and not all welds everywhere. Sorry, just preference. They're my sliders. I can do what I want. And for the people that are going to say, oh, but it's bog, it's going to chip out. I don't care. I don't care. I know that it'll chip out. I don't care. Okay? Yes, it is probably a little bit ridiculous. Call me ridiculous. Call me extra. I know I'm extra. Okay? I want to paint the goddamn car pink. I know I'm extra. Like, it'll be fine. Trust. Okay? Let me cook. Okay, we're back. Day 3. Perfect.
What'd you do, Kimmy?
I mixed it up too thin.
Not enough hardener in it.
Cody already fixed my up here.
It's not too bad.
So, like, honestly, it didn't come up too bad for not setting. But same with that one.
This side.
I started sanding all the icky bits off, and they're like.
Yeah, turned into little.
And
You basically roll the bog off when it's too soft and
you can literally see my fingerprints in it.
gums up all the sandpaper.
Whoops, that's the second time that's happened now. I think I'd learned the first time.
The bog is done. So, I'm just going to hit it all with some filler primer and then sand it with some lighter grit sandpaper. And hopefully it'll all look like it's one piece. So that filler primer is basically just to make everything that we've bogged nice and smooth. We'll sand that back and then I'll give it a coat all over with proper metal primer. The sliders are as done as they will be for this week because I need to go back out and make more money. So just leaving them in primer so they're not rusting, and then we'll slap them back on the car and work out where the scrubbies are going to come out. Get them all tacked on, do the rear bar, get that all on, all grinding and welding, and then yeah, see where we get to. Thanks for watching. We've got more bar work coming up in future videos for Kim's car, so stay tuned for that.